everybody. Welcome to the Popcast. We are reviewing Obi-Wan Kenobi, Episode 5. But real quick, just in case you didn't know, at 2 o'clock today, we have a live show. So please come see that. Come and join us live for that show. It's going to be a long show, and we can't wait to experience that with you. Okay, Shane, here's the deal.
Yes.
Just in case you forgot, This is how it works.
Oh.
Every time something good happens, it's a up vote. Every time something bad happens, it's a down vote. And at the end of the video, at the end of the review, we're going to average those two scores and give it an official Popcast score. I know no one really cares, but we do. So let's get into it, bro. What did you think about this episode, really man?
No one really cares. Well, it's just, honestly, if I may, we do these overalls things, I guess. I'm really caught on this, like, what did you think of the episode thing? Because I feel like that just gives away everything we're about to talk about.
All right. That's fine.
I know we do this like every time, right? Now, if you ask me the introduction of the episode, I can do that.
Okay. All right.
You know what I mean? Like, this episode sucked.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
all right.
This episode was awesome.
All right, like, Shane, take it from here, Shane. Take it from here.
All I will really say is that during this episode, Obi-Wan Kenobi, episode 5 of 6 episodes, this show takes place on Jabiim, which is a astronomical object of some sort. I'm assuming it's like an asteroid or some moon or something. I don't know specifically. But it's this place, that place very specifically was very important during the Great Jedi Purge. And this is the final destination where Jedi and other Force sensitives would receive their new identities. So it actually is a pretty important place that we visit today.
Okay. All right. Why is it that so many livable planetoids in the Star Wars universe take place on moons or asteroids? Are there not enough planets? Like, what's the deal with this?
I've frequently wondered that myself.
Yeah.
Maybe there's like a whole ecosystem that they have to worry about, and like an asteroid or a moon is maybe more like a spaceship. So it's easier to, like, you don't have to come up with like a really creative environment, you know?
Oh. Budget constrictions.
Yeah, well, it's budget constraints. That's good. Yeah. Nice.
Okay, so we do open up with Anakin, and this is not old footage, folks.
I know, right? And this actual scene gets 2 upvotes from me. 2
upvotes
to start the show.
I'm giving it 1 upvote. I'm not giving it 2. Come on.
I'm giving it 2 because I cannot believe we get Obi-Wan teaching Anakin another lesson a la the prequels. They added to the prequels right now, and this is a training scene that we never saw. And it was really great. And the reason why it gets 2 upvotes for me, it was great to finally see Hayden Christensen.
Right.
We really hadn't seen him this whole show other than in the Bacta tank, right?
Right.
So now we finally got to see him actually act, other than walk around in Vader's costume, I guess.
Yeah, I gotta say, the makeup was pretty good, although it was still slightly noticeable that he was older, to be fair.
It was, but you know what? The dude has aged well. Let's just put it that way. When you figure it's been 18 years, right, since the last prequel,
right,
he still looks pretty darn young.
Yeah.
And what's up with Ewan McGregor? Even didn't look bad. He looked like he had like a rug on though, or something. Or maybe there was
he might have had a wig on. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but I thought it was believable. Did it take you out of it at all? Did you feel like it wasn't believable?
No, I just knew. I just, like, because we've been doing this for so long, I'm like, oh, okay, so he's a little older. Like,
yeah.
You can only hide that so much.
But, he almost had the same, like, the way he spoke to Obi-Wan about, being his master. He almost spoke to him in the way that the kid did. His voice sounded, he used the way, maybe they used his voice from earlier shows or something, but it definitely, I'll be curious to learn how they did that.
He's still really into killing younglings. I've noticed that.
In that scene or now?
Just in general, you can tell he really likes killing children.
It's Darth Vader, bro. Right. Darth Vader's evil.
All right, so then next scene is Darth Vader on the bridge of, I'm assuming it's the bridge of what I'm assuming is a destroyer. And he's talking to Reva. Okay. So at this point, Reva is still a bad guy. And I know we're going to talk about that more, but she's still a bad guy. So bad guy things are happening. This scene wasn't special in any way other than that she was reporting that they found Obi-Wan Kenobi on that planetoid or whatever it was.
Yes, that's basically it. And then he makes her kneel before me.
Kneel before me, Grand Inquisitor.
Oh, I thought you were going to pull up. Oh, I see. Yeah. Nice. Are you like you almost look like Haja a little bit.
All right. Moving on. All right. So it trips me out. They're able to get into this thing from the top, and then like the top breaks or something. Like,
oh no! It's a downvote for me.
Yeah.
Because Leia's little droid. Somehow they put a tracker on it, and now it's also an evil droid.
Oh, right.
And
That's right. It was so ridiculous. My brain blocked it out.
Yeah, it was programmed for sabotage. And even though the Empire had no idea where they were going or what they were going to do, it knew exactly how to sabotage exactly what it needed to do.
Yeah, I gave it a downvote too.
I hate plot devices that make no sense other than to forward the story, and that is a great example of what you don't do when you're writing.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
You know what's funny? It would have been more believable if the Empire showed up and were somehow able to jam the damn thing from above them.
Right.
That would have made more sense to me than having the droid. Well, I mean, I'm sorry, it's just not believable at all.
Right. The droid was like, all of a sudden, he had like red eyes, like, I'm evil.
Oh, it's an evil droid. Yes, totally. Nobody noticed. It's normally green. Now it's red.
Yeah. They borrowed that from the Kalons, man.
Apparently so.
All right. And, everyone's, okay. All right, here comes the little droid. Oh, its eyes are red. It's going to come out. Okay. All right, so this is when he's like looking at the different signatures and all that, right? These are like the Jedi, I'm assuming, that were.
Yeah, so these are the people who were received new identities after the Great Jedi Purge. So that was kind of a cool little backstory thing. I mean, we didn't really know anything about it per se from anything we've seen in Star Wars before, but this is probably in a lot of novels and things like that.
Right. Someone took a lot of time there to to draw out the Jedi logo.
Yeah, you just get the whole cast out there and give them a pen.
Yep. An entire box of lightsabers.
Yeah, so the Jedi leaving behind their lives. I'm like, all I kept thinking was, do you know how valuable those things are?
Yeah, why would you leave the lightsabers behind?
Like, I guess because you don't want to be identified as a Jedi.
I mean, even if you're like, at the very least, it's a super valuable tool, right?
Yeah, at least, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It seemed like
it doesn't make a lot of. It's supposed to be. You know what? It's symbolic, bro.
Right.
It's a symbolic gesture of leaving your way of behind. That's it.
All right. Little guy from Batteries Not Included is sabotaging the. All right. Another little flashback. This was actually a cool flashback. The fight they had was really rad. I mean, the conclusion was cooler than that.
It was a good fight, and I love that they kind of broke back to it through the entire episode. That's really why I got 2 upvotes from me. I thought it was just critical to kind of understanding. I'll be honest with you. I think this was probably, and this is kind of sad to say, it was probably the best episode so far.
Yeah.
But still leaves me wanting. Yeah.
But it being the best episode makes me. It actually broke the other episodes because of what it did, which we'll get to.
Right. Yes. True.
I like the alien. That wasn't upvote, but cool looking. Okay, now I love this droid. By the way, I love both these droids. I don't know. I'm a big fan of droids.
Yeah.
But I thought those little guys were cool. When he was fighting too, we're gonna get there. I'm gonna give that an upvote for sure when we see that scene.
I think we've already passed it. Leia's already had her moment.
Oh, we did?
I believe so. Yeah. Oh no,
Oh.
maybe it's now. Yeah, maybe go forward just a touch more. Let's see.
No, yeah, it's not yet.
Okay, they're just arriving. It was kind of a cool arrival scene.
Yeah. Dude.
There we go.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Downvote for me. I'll tell you why.
Yeah,
Why did we not use the Imperial March here?
Because Darth Vader hasn't come out yet.
In the entire episode, why didn't we use it?
But no, you're right. No, you can downvote the Imperial March not being used. You can downvote never not using Star Wars music. I mean, you can let's give a general downvote for the fact that they did not use either of those memorable musics.
Yeah. Every time we review this, it's gonna get a downvote when you don't use the music. I just don't understand.
I can't find an explanation why you wouldn't. I mean, it's Star Wars.
Yeah.
You know, like there are very few musics that are really famous, and that's one of them. And it's like it's a continuing saga. It's not even like it's something new. Like for Superman, I can get they change up the music. Like John Williams' original Superman theme song is awesome, just like Star Wars is.
Right.
But they do use other music for other Superman movies, even though it's a little similar. For Star Wars, they're just leaving it out here. I mean, This is episode 3.5, guys. Technically, this is episode 3.5. So why aren't we getting it?
Yeah, and I truly don't understand, because like you have tons of new music in this, and honestly, it's subpar.
Yeah, it's
like,
not good.
It just sounds like some stock music. It's not special. It has no tone, no memorable melody. It's just some stock orchestra music. I mean, come on. It makes no sense. And I'm a big soundtrack guy, and it's like none of this new stuff is doing anything for me, and there's no reason that you would be using it over the original. I don't.
And it's part of what's hurting the show, frankly speaking, because the music is one of the elements that brings the audience into what they're watching.
I agree.
And it's just not doing that job very well.
Now, here's that scene. So they got to fix the doors, but the crawl space is too small. And Leia says, "I'll do it. Get me a ladder."
Yeah, so they basically, oh gosh.
Downvote.
Downvote for me too. Get me a ladder. Listen, it's not a time to play games, kid. Okay, Obi-Wan, get her a ladder. She said, "Get her a ladder." You trust me, you trust her. And I'm like, okay, that is the most cringy thing. And I got to tell you guys, like, one of the worst things. There are two really, really bad things about the Phantom Menace, the very first prequel episode. Jar Jar Binks obviously being the worst thing of all, but the very close second.
Wait, can I add to that? The worst thing of all time.
No. Luke drinking the milk from those things in episode 8 is the worst thing of all time.
You're right. That was right there with Jar Jar Binks.
Like, I'd rather watch a whole show of Jar Jar than to watch.
He's a Sith Lord.
Oh, maybe not. Never mind. Now that you said it, I'm like, oh, that was annoying. But Anakin, little Annie, is like the second worst thing of the prequels, because he was like this genius prodigy child who's building droids and racing cars and flying speeders and accidentally destroying like the Empire. And here we have Leia, essentially about the same age, doing things, being in charge of everything. It's just very irritating, and it takes the believability away from what's happening, let alone putting a child in that situation. You're telling me there wasn't a small human being that could go up there and fit in that space? And then when you see her in the space, you're like, oh, come on, a little adult could have done that. Send a woman up there to do it who's smaller than a man, could have totally fit in there. They just wanted Leia to do it.
Or a droid.
Send a droid up there. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you really wanted her to be involved and help save the day, that's not how you do it. What you do is, it's too small, and one of the texts is like, well, can the kid do it? And Obi-Wan would be like, oh, no, it's too dangerous. And she's like, I can do it. And like, don't make it this weird like Mary Sue moment. Make it more of like a necessary, like it's absolutely necessary. Yeah.
You know, a good example of that is when the Orville sent Ty into the air ducts during Identity 1 and 2, because he's literally the only one that could fit in there, and he had help from Yaphet. So, I mean, it would have been great if in this situation there was a droid to help Leia. Leia needs to be treated like a kid. This is just terrible writing. And you know, just because George messed it up in the first one doesn't mean that you need to continue saying, well, it's okay for kids to, you know, be the same as adults. And then on top of it, Obi-Wan tells Haja, hey, take care of Leia. Make sure you're taking care of her, right? Like, okay, obviously Leia doesn't need any help, as we'll soon learn.
By the way, and that face Haja's making is my exact face when he said that. What?
Yeah.
And like, talk about, man.
What a waste of a great actor. So here's the thing: is what a waste of Nanjiani. He's in the scene. I'm not sure why he's here. His character serves no purpose. None. He literally does nothing. He's just here because they've paid him to be in this series.
All right.
He serves no purpose, as we'll soon learn. Because, I'll say it in a second.
Yeah, and that's another thing that bums me out. Actually, beyond Star Wars right now, or Kenobi, I actually like this actor a lot. I think he's a really good actor. I think he's funny. I think he's talented. I think
do too. Yeah.
He has a good handle on emotion, but he's able to pull off comedy within a dramatic scene without it being cringy or slapstick.
Right.
Yet,
so true.
This poor guy is picking the wrong movies.
Well, I don't know if he's picking the wrong movies. He's in all the big ones. He's in Eternals. He's in Star Wars. He's in picking big things.
Yeah, it's not his fault. No, it's not his fault. What I'm saying is, on paper, hey, Marvel Eternals should be a swing and a home run. It should be a home run, easy win, easy money. I'm just gonna do I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do my thing on what should be a slam dunk movie. Nope. Oh, Star Wars, slam dunk. Nope. This guy he's not picking him wrong. He's just getting really unlucky, and he's inserting himself. He's taking jobs that should be pretty much wins, and for not his fault, they are not. You know, and you can if you like the Eternals, that's fine. But like critically speaking, and the fan response was very poor.
Right. Yeah. Well, I will say he is going to be in the last episode. It'll be interesting to see if he actually plays some sort of a role. Like, will he get Leia home? Maybe he has to get Leia home because Obi-Wan has to go back to Tatooine. Let him serve some sort of purpose other than being there because the Empire is looking for him. I don't think so. I mean, I know he said that to Obi-Wan. I'm hoping it's kind of tongue in cheek because Reva obviously didn't think he was important enough to do anything with. So the Empire's not looking for him.
Wasn't even important enough for her to pull her lightsaber out.
I know. It was kind of funny. I mean, all of that scene was pretty funny.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, he's reading. And this thing, too, I feel like they pulled this scene because they're like, oh, well, we paid this, original actor to be in the movie. We need to have more scenes.
Yeah. Like, we know Leia is trying. I mean, it's said multiple times. We know she needs to get back. Obviously, her parents miss her.
Sorry.
Do we need to waste 2 minutes of the 30-minute episode we just got?
Yeah.
With Jimmy Smith saying, we want her to be safe, and you too, Obi-Wan. It just was pointless.
I gotta downvote this. I'm sorry.
I don't know if it's worth a downvote, but I don't really care.
Because it's again, it's like super unnecessary. It adds nothing. There's no entertainment value. There's no comedy value. It doesn't add anything to the story.
Well, then downvote Kumail for me and downvote Jimmy Smith. There was no point.
Yeah. Because the only reason for this is because they paid him to be in the show. So they're trying to utilize him as much as possible. And there's a memory there because he's in the originals.
And he doesn't move the story forward. There's no point. One of the things directors are taught from the beginning is if it doesn't move the story forward, then leave it on the cutting room floor. The problem is with a 30-minute episode. I mean, I still can't believe I'm saying 30-minute episode. This one was, I think, 32 minutes. It's just.
No, it wasn't.
It was I counted. It was 32.
No, 30 minutes. I'm looking at it right here. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, you got to go to the credits.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah. So at the end, it's 2 minutes for the opening credits, and then it ends like 4 minutes before.
Right.
For like 32 or something. But, if you're only going to have a 32-minute episode, that better be tight. It better be freaking tight, and you don't need extra stuff in there if that's all the time you have. And it's just, I feel like we're doing these whole episodes to wait for one scene, and
right. Yeah. Everyone is like, oh, I'm going to get that really cool scene.
We're wasting time to get to the scene. That's all it feels like.
Why is it 30 minutes? Like, you have all the money in the world.
10-minute episodes.
You have all the money in the world and no restrictions. Why is it 30 minutes?
You know why? Because they wrote a bad story, and they could only do so much inside of this really bad story. Right. You know what? Where's this guy at? Where's the writer for Obi-Wan Kenobi? I should know his name. I've been looking at him for like the last several days. Let's throw his butt out there. Yeah, it's Joby Harold. Joby Harold, you did a terrible job, dude.
Terrible.
Just heads up. And listen, I know you're out there blaming the fans for everything, but
the fans are racist. Shut up.
There's so many things wrong with what you wrote here. And to admit that you're not even a Star Wars fan, really. Like, he comes out and he says, I'm not a fan like all those other fans. Then why are you writing Star Wars?
Yeah,
why are you writing something that you aren't a fan of?
I'm
sorry. If you're not a super fan of something, then you shouldn't be writing it, period. There's so enough people out there that can do it.
I don't really like Star Wars, but it's not my fault the Star Wars script is bad.
He says if Star Wars is bad, it's the fans' fault because they're making a big deal over nothing. No, it's not a big deal over nothing. Makes sense when you do things.
Yeah, the pacing is bad. The story is bad.
The music's terrible.
The music's terrible. None of it makes. There's so little of this that makes sense. There's a couple really cool scenes. There's like 3 good scenes out of the last 4 episodes. But those scenes could just be like they could, honestly, like I don't even know. That could just be trailer clips at this point.
Right. Well, and if you notice, it's almost always something to do with Vader.
Right.
Each of the scenes, because Vader's really the only cool thing here, and arguably Obi-Wan was pretty good in this episode.
Right.
Mostly.
There are 4 families, all Force sensitive. So how do you feel about Tala's like backstory here? Oh, but right before they kill her, by the way. Okay.
Yeah. So what was her backstory again? Her family was Force sensitive. Is that what it was?
It was. I'll tell you. I'll show you.
Because I didn't catch all that.
So she was explaining why she started, I guess, underground railroading the Jedi or whatever. She was working for the Empire and she was watching like people get killed. I'm paraphrasing. She was watching people get killed, all these bad things happen, and so she started like helping the Jedi. And
cool. Okay.
and she pulls her blaster out and she was like, "This is for I put a mark here or whatever for everyone I save." And I guess those are the round marks on the barrel of her weapon.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I don't know if that. She specifically says for everyone I get through, but then I don't actually see any marks unless she's referring to like the striations on the barrel.
I don't know. Maybe it was really boring to me.
And it happened so quickly.
It happened fast. It was like, I literally was probably looking away for a second. I look back. I'm like, oh, what? She said something important? No, probably not. Keep going.
And so now I do this. Like, honestly, that just looks like the regular striations of a barrel. I don't see
What's the point? But I'm sorry. Let me ask you a question. What's the point? Why would you keep track of each person that you get through? Like, what's the point? Why do we care?
Oh, I see the markings now. It's in the holster.
Okay.
Oh, man. Them pulling the weapon out makes you completely focus on the blaster and not the marks on the holster. Damn, that was so poorly. That's poorly shot, bro. Like,
it adds to the confusion.
Right, because I'm looking at like the blaster. No, okay, so there's these little tiny obscure marks on the inside of the holster. That was poor.
So you want to pat yourself on the back for how many people you get through, and you need to like keep track of that or something?
I don't know, but I've watched this twice and now a third time with you guys, and I just finally noticed what the markings were.
Let's teach Joby another lesson about writing here for a second. And let's just say, hey, Joby, so when people keep track of things, it's usually related to revenge or isolation. Like when you want to kill, like, for example, the other series, George R. R. Martin series, right? Where
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, where Arya is keeping track of. It's revenge is a great time to do that, but not when you're saving people. You don't mark it unless you want people to tell you how good you are, how good you feel about what you've done. It does nothing to move the emotional peg. If you tell us that she's working for the Empire and now all of a sudden she wants to help, great. That's all you need to do. Why waste time showing us things that don't matter? This doesn't matter.
At the very least, show us so that we can actually see it. Like at the very least.
I mean, they want us to empathize with this character, and I guess we're not there yet. But she was in a couple of episodes, and we were kind of starting to like her a little bit because she was helping. But by no means have I fallen in love with her. Maybe give us 60-minute episodes so that we really get to flesh out who this character is. And by the time her demise comes, we're actually, crying a little bit, maybe, or tearing up or something.
Right.
But when she died, I was like, man, you know what I kept thinking? I'm like, that poor droid. Sad to say, but that's what was going through my head. The droid made me feel more emotion for the droid getting shot than for her sacrificing herself.
I like the droid most. Yeah. What about how you feel about this conversation between Obi-Wan and Reva?
So that's a downvote for me.
It's a downvote for me too, dude.
So this is the first time we see Reva struggling with what Anakin did, because of course we knew she was a youngling from the very beginning of the show. The little black girl there, it just kind of was obvious.
It's funny, yeah. Okay. You called it in the beginning, and I was like, well, what indication do you have of that? I guess the indication was just like,
well, I know that they're bad writers, and so when you put a little black girl in there as one of them, which is fine, you can have all the races of kids. Right. But it just was a little too on the nose. And then and maybe I didn't know for sure, but it just seemed like, well, that's what I would do if I was a bad writer. I would make it very obvious.
Right.
And so nothing that has happened before to Reva has led us to believe that she was conflicted this bad over Darth Vader. Nothing that has happened before. I'll give a little nod, maybe when she hesitated kneeling, when he made her the Grand Inquisitor at the beginning of this episode, was maybe the first sign that, but that's it. There's nothing. She's too busy chopping off people's arms and killing people in order to give us any sort of indication that anything is wrong. But when the Inquisitors at the very beginning of the show are like trying to get the people to tell them where the Jedi is, and she's like killing people and just being crazy, right? It should have been the Inquisitors doing that and her trying to hold them back in some way, so that we had some inkling that she wasn't a masochist, And so now we're supposed to believe that she's really this conflicted person who's probably really good on the inside, but is still angry about what happened to her. No, there's been no indication. And I know you want to surprise us. I know, Joby, you want to surprise us. But listen, that's cheating. Listen, you have to give the audience some sort of an indication at some point, or at least the smart people watching, the very smart people watching, might be able to go, oh, yeah. Or when it does happen, you go, oh, yeah, I remember when she stopped before she cut that kid's head off. Foreshadowing. Yeah, a little bit of foreshadowing, babe. A little bit. Okay?
Yeah. When the evil Inquisitors are not as bad as the hero of the story.
What?
We got a problem. When they're like, hey, Reva, take it down a notch.
Yeah, it's like, Reva, chill, dog, chill.
No,
it's like,
we're bad, but dude.
Some people are going to argue right now that, well, Reva really was, kind of went down the bad road, and she kind of is bad, and she's only at this moment realizing that's not how people work. You don't go from being like bad and evil to like all of a sudden one little conversation with Obi-Wan Kenobi, whom you are like just salivating over finding this entire thing, right?
The whole time, yeah, like I'm gonna kill Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like, all right, dude.
Now you let him go because he
the Grand Inquisitor. I remember that first episode was like, third sister, relax.
Right, the Grand Inquisitor is telling. Oh, it's just crazy.
Like the second most evil person in this series is like, yo, too much, man. Too much.
It was like an SNL episode, dude. It was reminding me like SNL, like somebody just can't we just have a dance party here or something?
Yeah, so she's like, yeah, I want to kill Obi-Wan. So she apparently she's motivated by revenge, but I mean, I wonder like, my whole goal is to get to Vader and kill him. Now, don't you think there's gonna be a ton of people where their whole goal is to get to you and kill you because you took out so many of their family members and all
Right.
that?
Well, here's the question she asks him, Brian. She says, "Would you kill him? Would you kill Anakin, Obi-Wan?" Listen, lady, he cut off his arms and legs and left him like burning at the edge of a lava field, pretty much figuring he was dead. Right. Okay, so yeah, I don't think he has a problem killing him if necessary, which he thought he already did. So
yeah, this is Star Wars rules where people like are constantly coming back from the dead because of these magic vodka tanks.
Yeah, I don't necessarily like that either, but it is part of the.
That's part of Star Wars. I'm not downvoting it because that's part of Star Wars, but.
Well, there's one coming. There's a couple coming actually.
Oh, Reva is using the rocket.
I don't want to go. I don't want to say it yet. Let's get there.
All right. So they have this big long conversation, and I love this. Ready? I do want this. How many younglings are there? None. There's no younglings. I don't know why it's so funny.
He's already killed them all.
That Anakin went out of his way in those movies to kill the kids.
I don't know.
It was like George Lucas was like, we really want to make him like unredeemable. So
yes,
have him kill the kids.
That does it. Yeah, you know what was so wrong with that in the first one, and this is something that George did that was also wrong, is we weren't seeing enough evil in Anakin leading up to the moment he actually kills those kids.
Right.
Like episode 3 should have had him doing a lot more questionable things. Like, I know they were like, you shouldn't feel that way, Anakin. You got to let go of that hate, blah, 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 blah. Well, how about if he was in a fight and he killed somebody? And not because
dude, I got a theory on
Palpatine told him to.
I think Hayden Christensen was high most of the time. No, I'm serious. Like, look at his face. Like, you need don't focus only on winning. He's like, yes, master. He's always like, his eyes were like half closed.
No, he was a bad child actor, bro.
So the reason is they had to constantly tell the audience what his problems were, because the smiling half eyes closed actor was not getting any of that anger or emotion across on screen.
Well, he needed to do more questionable things in the dark,
or at least that moment angry, maybe look.
No, he needed to do things. Like, for example, when Palpatine has him kill Dooku and cut off his head, that's a good moment. Like, okay, I can see where he's going. But between that and him killing kids, he essentially does nothing else.
Right. Essentially,
and it's
he actually joined the Boy Scouts and the Catholic choir between those two things.
Well, that would be pretty evil. So, okay, I got it.
All right. And so this is a cool fight. I'm gonna give this an upvote. I did.
Me too. I like Obi-Wan giving her the force push.
Yeah. This whole fight was sort of cool. We're back to Leia. Still fixing...
the Leia thing. Can I say something?
Yeah.
So downvote that for me.
Okay.
Haja tries to help Leia. He says, they said it was the red button or whatever. She's like, yeah, I know. I know what they said. I'm like, why is she dismissing this adult character?
And when she finally figures it out, I'm thinking, oh my God, I don't understand why you didn't go up there, grab it, and push it in the other. It should have taken you 3 seconds.
Well, and it was like the droid, she had to take it from the droid. I don't know what the heck was going on. It was not clear what she was supposed to do. And all I kept thinking was, how is a kid supposed to know what to do up there? I wouldn't know what to do. I'm looking at it right now. I don't know what to do. How does she know what to do?
Yeah, it's not good.
You know what I mean? It's just bad. Bad.
The fight sequence is cool. I don't know why I'm yawning right now. Because, I'm bored. This is boring. That's why I like this droid, and not good enough to upvote it, but I do like this droid a lot. I like him using a lightsaber. Not gonna upvote it because that's the way it should happen.
Should be that way, absolutely.
The stormtroopers were definitely like more of a force to be reckoned with. So far so good.
Okay, wait, go back. So it happened. Okay, I think it happened, right? Yes, she was just killed because Obi's having this overreaction to her dying.
Right, this guy with his reactions, too many.
So let me give. I want to give an upvote.
Oh no! I am feeling the force. For 50 people around you just died, but you just felt that one person.
All you care about is Tala, yeah. So I just want to, for real, I want to give an upvote because Tala says, "May the Force be with you," and thank God that we get some sort of Star Wars-esque thing.
Hey, it's a Star Wars show, guys.
It's a Star Wars show. May the Force be with you. Finally, it's said. So let me give that an upvote, and then let me give it also downvote. Because Tala sacrificing, it wasn't the huge moment that they were playing it up to be. Even though she's been in a couple episodes, there was no emotional connection to the character. Like I said before, I was more emotionally connected to the droid getting shot and being killed, basically, than before she let off the grenade that killed a bunch of people.
Yeah, the droid. When the droid got shot, I was like, oh, poor guy.
Yeah,
when she got shot, I was like, "Oh, cool! One less character to have to watch."
And he's covering for her, like he's putting his body between her and like the droid is the hero in this moment,
right? Yeah, it's not the dumb character, right?
Yeah, I mean, she could have easily, no doubt, she could have easily shot the door to close it and lock it, and then, I mean, I guess she was going to die anyways, but I don't know. I guess that she did what she did, but I don't know. It just didn't need to be that kind of moment.
Better than last episode where like some guy named Wade died that was on screen for 3 seconds.
Well, at least we knew who she was. You're right. That's a good point.
Yeah, that guy was like, everyone was like depressed about it for the last 5 minutes of the episode, and you're like, what happened?
Yeah, and I will say this:
Wade didn't make it. Who's Wade?
Well, in a movie where it's hard to kill, I know, right? In a movie where it's hard to kill people because it's a prequel, a really good character to have built up would have been Haja, because the actor's really good and he was there at the second episode, right? Could have followed them through the entire thing. He would have been a really great character to sacrifice himself and have some part of like really emotional connection with.
Right.
And I think this Tala character, I don't know if it's the actress or what the situation is, or her story wasn't as compelling enough, but she just didn't leave me caring about her.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
So it's kind of sad.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of sad because like not her dying, but like the story is sad.
Right.
Yeah, Haja should have been like the plucky sidekick that like wants to be a Jedi and he wants to help, but doesn't have the powers, and he's got to like sacrifice himself. That's the one thing he can do to like further the cause,
Yes. It would have been perfect, but of course we didn't consider that.
Maybe Haja is going to join Reva for her spinoff.
Just shut up. Shut your mouth. Can't believe you said that out loud. Don't even breathe that crap into existence.
Oh, no, you just completely stopped. Like, your mind was processing what I said.
Terrible, dude. Terrible. Let me tell you why Reva can't survive this series. Let me just tell you why. At the end of the series,
she's getting a spinoff.
No, and at the end of the series,
she is.
Did you see an announcement of a spinoff series?
I saw an article about it.
Hold on a second. No. Screen Geek is now reporting that Lucasfilm is in the process of doing a spin-off series. Okay, so here's the deal, guys. I was about to say, if this is true, it is still sort of a rumor, but if it's true, no, it says Star Wars, it's really going to happen. Oh, and now there's going to be an Obi-Wan season 2. Okay, I guess there's more to talk about. But here's the thing. This character, the only way to redeem this character is to have her die doing something heroic for the good people. That's it. That's the only way to redeem this character.
Yeah.
And you can't do that because the only person that she can kill that will even remotely matter is Darth Vader. And guess what? Darth Vader doesn't die, guys, until episode 6. So there's no way to redeem this character. There's no way to do it. So go and have your spinoff series. I can't imagine it's going to be good.
There's one way to redeem her, because she looks at like the weird holo recording when she was like dying, and it's like Tatooine, boy, protect. So that might
That's
be a
not
thing.
yet. Well, you see why. Okay, well, I know we're not there yet. I guess we'll just talk about it. So Kenobi is having this like seizure on the ship that has now lost its ludicrous speed drive.
Hyperdrive.
And so now he's having this like
saying ludicrous because
seizure
of the
moment.
Spaceballs movie,
Right? And he's like having this moment, dude, where it's like, and he's like realizing, oh shit, I forgot something on the ground back there, right? And oh crap! And now because Darth Vader said Obi-Wan was smart to backstab you or whatever the heck he did, right? Now she's gonna go try to kill Luke. I mean, that's what the next episode has to happen, right? She's the only reason for her to have this information. She's the only one who knows. Nobody else knows. Is for her to basically go kill Luke to get back at Obi-Wan for setting her up to have Vader kill her, whatever. Right?
The ship is like,
he's having the guy's like, "Are you okay? You okay?" He's like, yeah, everything's fine. I'm like, so my point is, like, that's where she has to go next, obviously.
Right.
Now, I know we're not there yet, though. How many people take a lightsaber to the chest and live again?
So many people.
So many, right?
So many.
So downvote that for me that she lives. Downvote the Grand Inquisitor coming back because there's no explanation as to how he survived.
Oh, yeah. Wait. Hold up.
Yeah, hit both of those for me.
Okay, I hit him, but I'm going to hit one too. But what about this scene here? Oh, you already uploaded this. You can't upload it again.
I have. I downvoted it twice, in fact, yeah.
Okay, all right. So let's skip through all of this bull crap.
Protect her. You've got to protect the girl. She won't allow you to, but
Protect the
her.
girl, Haja. Protect the...
Haja.
Oh!
And you got Leia over in the corner, like rolling her eyes. Like, I'll protect him.
I never thought that I would be making fun of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like,
I mean, he's
upsetting.
kind of make funnable right now.
All right. So, I need to get to the only real good part of this entire thing.
Oh, this was cool. I have voted that. Hold on, wait. I have voted this with Vader.
Yeah, when Vader is like,
Dun, 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 dun,
wait, stop.
Dun, dun,
I'm giving it another downvote.
No, you already gave it one.
No, because the fact that they didn't use the music right here,
I know,
is not just bad, it's criminal.
It's criminal.
It's criminal. That in this scene, I'm going to take this scene, I'm going to re-edit it with that music, even though I can't post it anywhere for getting copyright claimed. Because the fact that that music wasn't playing in this sixth scene, the only reason this episode wasn't a complete and total failure for me. What an upsetting thing. Still was super cool. And he's pulling through. And
I love this. That's an upvote for me.
This is
That's
so rad. This is so rad.
Yeah.
When you think they got away, and he's like, nope.
Oh, no. I got you.
That was so rad. When he grabs his ship and he's like, oh, you're like, oh, yeah. That's
and Vader's
Vader.
Powerful. Like, you believe that's possible. Like, that's believable for Vader.
Oh,
you know,
so
if
rad.
the ship's not too big, like it's just big enough that you believe that he could do that.
Oh, and he was also straining. He's like, oh,
yeah. He showed strain, so it was not hard. It was not difficult. Yeah.
If Vader is straining, that means that he's doing something crazy.
Right.
And then it was also cool. Honestly, this whole sequence was cool. When he I'm trying not to get a copyright claim here.
Yeah. I mean, they know what happened pretty much, but
yeah, I want to show it though.
Or mostly.
And then
want that taken off.
Whatever. But this scene too, when he pulls down, he just starts ripping pieces of the ship out.
Love that. He don't care who he kills, man. He's like, Urgh.
And then the fact that Obi-Wan, I guess, knew that was going to happen, so they faked him out, which was pretty cool.
Well, yeah, they set that ship to go off. I mean, it's pretty good subterfuge. I mean, when you think about it, if you're Vader, you would think, they're getting away. And that other ship did look, there's a scene just before that where it looks like it's like not workable, not usable.
Right.
So I thought it was a pretty good ploy.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah. So upvote the writers for that, because that was actually a good thing.
Yeah, I'm upvote too.
Honest pop culture, guys.
Honest pop culture, boys and girls. All right, so now, excuse me. This foreshadowing was sort of cool. When I guess he loses his lightsaber in that battle, and he pulls it out of his hand.
Yeah.
So when Obi-Wan pulls it out of Anakin's hand and sort of like shows him that trick, and then Vader uses that same trick against Reva. I thought that was really cool.
Right. That was good. So he did learn his lesson. The only thing that I did have a question, it's not worthy of a downvote in this situation, is was Vader flashing back on this, or was Obi-Wan? And I guess it was Vader, because we keep seeing him at the end of these flashbacks.
Right.
I do want to downvote this scene because, I mean, either Reva's really dumb or they didn't want to do two sequences at once. But, you know, she's got to know, right, that Vader's just standing there, like looking away, like he's going to know she's going to do something to him. He's going to be ready for that. But if she had tried to like take him down when, you know, he was trying to hold the ship, you know, she might have actually had a chance to take him down. But it's like she walked up behind him when he's just standing there. You know, of course she's not going to catch him by surprise.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's like.
Well, she also took her lightsaber out. It makes a noise.
Right. Well, he told her he will be focused on me. So she should have attacked when, you know, and maybe that's how Obi-Wan gets away, you know, and we start to see some redemption of her character. I don't know. It just.
Although this was cool, I'm actually going to upvote this because I like the lightsaber stuff.
Yeah, you know, that was cool.
I like flashy lights, okay? I like shiny things and flashy lights.
I mean, it is cool, but I'm not sure I quite understand it.
This whole fight was pretty rad. Oh, and when he takes the lightsaber and then gives it back, he's like, all right, let's go again.
Right. I mean, that's all Vader for you. I love that.
Right. Vader's like, all right, here, let's try it again. Vader's awesome. What an amazing character Vader is.
He is. He's just one of the best. In all of sci-fi, he's probably the best.
He stops her and then takes her lightsaber and then pulls his own lightsaber back again. Like, so rad. Jeez. Whole scene was rad.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, I guess 3 minutes. Oh, here goes the Grand Inquisitor. He's back alive. No explanation. All right. We
already got all these downvotes.
All right. Up. He's having our hyperdrive is down. Oh, she sees the message. We already downvoted that, I guess.
Because you can crawl all that way after you get stabbed through the chest with lightsaber. And then she sees Luke on the bed, right? That's the end of it.
No, I don't know if she saw him on the bed.
No, at the end, there's a scene where she doesn't see him, but Luke is laying on his bed.
Right.
That's the final scene of the show.
Right.
So can I tell you what I think is going to happen?
Okay, go.
I think that she's going to somehow survive being stabbed through the chest with the sun.
Somehow?
And yeah, she's going to survive that, and then she's going to end up.
We know how it's going to happen. She's going to get a baka tank or whatever.
I'm tired of those tanks. And then she's going to go to Tatooine and try to kill Luke, and then Obi-Wan's going to stop her. And apparently, since she's getting her own show, I thought maybe Obi-Wan kills her. Cool, and then end of Reva's character. But no, she's getting a spinoff. And even though just before this show started, Kathleen Kennedy said there would be no second series of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Apparently, the show was so successful and so many people loved it so much that they decided now to have a second season, or she just was lying her butt off like usual. And she was, there was always going to be a second season.
Already a second season, right?
Yeah. So, and Reva's getting something. Okay. Just let's see what you do in episode 6. Episode 6 is the final one. You have to have an Obi-Wan Darth Vader lightsaber battle where Obi-Wan and Darth Vader are evenly matched, maybe?
Right.
Like some sort of a big thing. Well, you got to deal with Reva now, probably going to kill Luke. You got a lot happening in the last 30 minutes of this miniseries. And I'm not sure they can pull it off. I'm just not convinced.
Neither am I. But
Here's the deal, boys.
our final scores are Brian -3 and Shane -5, and that leaves an average of -4, which is the second week in a row that this show has gotten a -4.
And it's not, and what's sad is this kind of the show really was probably the best episode. Like, this was probably the best episode of the show. The reason why there's so many negatives is because they're doing so many dumb things inside the show.
Right.
You know, it really, the whole thing with Darth Vader and Obi-Wan is good. You know, just the bad things they're doing with Reva and this character and the decisions, the droid making it evil, dumb things like that. I mean, you can see why they very easily could have been a positive episode. It just wasn't.
I agree. Okay. With that said, we are out of here. We'll be back at 2 o'clock for our live show. So please come and see that. It's going to be a nice long show. We're covering Strange New Worlds and the Orville. And we're interviewing Penny Gerald Johnson.
Penny Johnson Gerald.
Johnson Gerald. BJ Tanner and Kai Wenner. And so much fun stuff. It's going to be a nice, very long pickle party. And we'd love to see you there live at 2 o'clock today. Adios.
You guys then.